Happy Monday, everybody. Happy President's Day for those that are coming on and those that are going to be on the replay. Happy travelers. Thank you for coming in onto this live. Thank you for coming in on Mondays as you usually do. Can you do me a favor? Can you come in and click that like button so that we can be able to help the algorithm for the channel? And so I just want to come on today and just let's talk about it. Let's just talk in general about certain things. So today is President's Day. And so I know that a lot of people necessarily do not have off on President's Day, but I did have off on President's Day. And I'm ever grateful for the few times that I get to have off on a holiday. AC, Landon C, thank you for coming on. Good evening. And so happy President's Day. So today was President's Day, and last week, Friday, was Valentine's Day. And so, how are my single people doing? I am single, and so I think sometimes when things of this nature come around with Valentine's Day and the whole world is celebrating love, you can kind of maybe get a little down if you don't have somebody for yourself. And so I think in those moments, those are the times that you celebrate yourself and celebrate your singleness in the moment. And so do not get down. And so, any singles out there, let me know what you did on Valentine's Day. Hope you were not just somewhere just eating chocolate and ice cream and being down in your singleness. And so, what did I decide to do? I decided to take myself to the movies, and so this is what I did for Valentine's Day. Hey, Shay's Ventures, thank you for coming on. And so that's what I did for Valentine's Day. I took myself on a date, and I went to see the new Marvel movie, Captain America. I am a big Marvel fan. If you do not know, I used to collect a lot of comic books going growing up, and so I was a real Marvel head. Used to watch the cartoons, and so I just love Marvel. And to see over time that it comes into being and comes into being on these particular movies, it's very exciting. So that's what I did. I just went to the movies. It was my mother's birthday also today, so I decided also to take her out during the morning and treated her to lunch or early. Yeah, so it was lunch. And so this is what I did. So what did y'all do on Valentine's Day? For y'all singles, for y'all that are coupled up and are in love, what did y'all do for Valentine's Day? I went to the Cat Williams comedy show, lots of laughs, and I had a quick dinner nearby. Oh, that's not. I never seen Cat Williams live. I've only seen Cat Williams on Netflix, and so I'm sure it was hilarious. Just tell me it was hilarious. I can't see that he ever bombs. I know he cuss a lot, but I know that he is hilarious. Landon C says, "I don't let Valentine's get to me. I was out with friends." Oh, okay, that's good. What did you do, Landon C? Where did you go? Where did you go on Valentine's Day with friends? Just out to dinner? So that's what I did. And so today's President's Day. I was able to relax and chill, and so therefore also I'm just excited about what's coming to. I don't know if anybody has gotten a chance last week. I'm still on these Prima vlogs, and so okay. I know people have their favorites. I think one of my favorites could be Carnival, but at the same time I'm open. So I'm hoping that as I release these vlogs, that if people do not necessarily know about Norwegian or maybe went on it and didn't care about it, that they would see it in a different light. And so this is some of the reasons why I put out these vlogs, especially the C-Day vlogs. That was the last thing that I put out was the C-Day vlogs. And so you can get to see the entertainment over the course of a few days. And so before I went on to Norwegian, people made it seem like it was boring. There was really not much to do on Norwegian itself, and it was for an older crowd. Somebody said something was just maybe people would just be crocheting and things of that nature. And so um, I haven't found that in Norwegian, and so they have their own version of entertainment, and they used to do Broadway type shows. They kind of gotten away from that now. I guess maybe trying to get the licensing for that was too complicated or became too expensive. But I've seen Broadway type shows. Broadway, you could go to Broadway and see it, and I've seen that on Norwegian. So um, I enjoyed it. So if you haven't got a chance, go and check that out. Those are the Sea Day videos, as well as I still have the Embarkation Day video, and I have two videos coming out this week, a restaurant review and something I am doing on Friday. So I know a lot of people are torn back and forth when it comes to going to these places. So this was a 7 day cruise for Bermuda, and I was able to stay in Bermuda for 3 days. Staying in Bermuda for 3 days, I was able then to be able to take advantage of going to the places I wanted to go to. And Friday, I really did a vlog that took you from one end of the island to the other and showed you what you can do in Bermuda without an excursion. And so I'm excited about that coming out on Friday as well. Went to a new restaurant in the neighborhood. Okay, that's good. Was it soul food? What kind of restaurant was it? I can't wait to check out Prima in a few. Okay, so this was the thing about Prima. I enjoyed it. I went on the sister ship Viva last year, the year before, and so I went on Prima last year, and so but some of the people that I was talking to in the solo meetups, I was talking to some of them. They said they didn't really care for the layout of the ship, and I didn't have a problem with the layout ship. It is different. It is not a bigger ship. It is not their biggest ship, but I kind of liked it. It was just nice how they did it, and I didn't have any issues with it because I'm I guess you get used to being able to go to different types of ships because of the fact if you go from one cruise line to another, you're going to get you're going to see the different types of ships that you have. Obviously, there some are your favorites and others you don't care for, but I've been on Breakaway and then I did been on the Prima classes, and I don't. Yes, there were some pluses that I liked in the Breakaway that for as a solo traveler that I wish that they had in the Prima classes. But is it make or break? No, it was not a make or break for me. Latin Jamaican fusion. It's a nice spot. Just needed help with customer service. Okay, I'm glad you had a good time. Some things that we did on Valentine's Day. Anybody else out here? It was Valentine's Day solo, or you were in a couple and you did something on Valentine's Day, or do you feel that Valentine's Day is just kind of like over marketed? A lot of people feel like it's just too much and they just don't partake in Valentine's Day because they just feel like it's just a marketing situation. I think if I was in a relationship, I would just do something to show my love and appreciation for the one that I do love and the one that I'm in a relationship with. And it's just really up to you, depending on how over the top you take it. Because I'm thinking, okay, you have Valentine's Day, you do have things like your anniversary, you do have your birthday, and so there's many opportunities and just being nice, many opportunities for you to show your love and concern and your affection for the one you love. And so I think that some of these times of the year, like Valentine's Day, like your anniversary, like a birthday, is just kind of like another opportunity just to kind of like go a little bit further, and do maybe just a little bit extra that you haven't done. And so, I think if I was in a relationship, I would do something. Take her out, maybe not on Valentine's Day, maybe for after, because everybody would have the same mindset of trying to take that person out, the one that they love. And I think they said that the day after is for like your side piece. I think they say like the day after Valentine's Day is for your side piece. So maybe I wouldn't do it the day after, but maybe the day before or a week before or within that week, and I would do something like that. Hey y'all, thank you. Whatever floats your boat. In a relationship, I do not celebrate on Valentine's Day. Okay, so yeah, so some people just think it's just over marketed and they don't celebrate it. And so yeah, so I think that it really depends on what the person is. So I think I also mentioned before. I mentioned before that I have memberships. I'm not sure if everybody was on, but I do. I have memberships now. It's a gold. It is platinum, and it's diamond. So I have three-tier membership. And what I want to do with my channel, and I want to let you know that going forward, as people become members, right, and as people become members of these things, I want to be able to do more exclusive content. I tried it out a little bit. I was on Carnival Magic last week. That content is not coming out now. I'm still on Norwegian Prima. And so I want to be able to do some exclusive content. For example, I tried out one quick video. I just want to see how the the connection was. And so I was on Half Moon K and I just vlogged a little bit, just showed a little bit of it. And while I'm in these situations, enjoying myself, I just want to be able to have you come in to see what is going on. And also, if you've never been somewhere, just ask me questions in the moment. And so I feel like that's a great way to embrace the community and to be able to come aboard and to be able to be a part of what's going on instead of you only just waiting or just like seeing it on a vlog. In the moment, you could kind of like connect and do things of that nature. And so I would also do members only lives, members only videos. For example, I would want to do a Facebook group. So I know a lot of content creators have Facebook groups, but I would like to be like exclusive in the Facebook group. So maybe the higher tiers, because as some may know, I'm also a travel agent. So I would love to be able to share exclusive deals. And some of these exclusive deals may only be through travel agents. So one of the things about being a travel agent, sometimes we get deals that you cannot see on the websites. We just get deals, especially it may be like if somebody books a higher category and balcony, and then you get like extra onboard credit or what have you. And so we are privy to deals, and those are kind of some things that I would love to share, especially if people are saying, "Can you? What are some deals on Carnival? What are some deals on Norwegian? What are some deals of things of that nature?" Also to be able to share some experiences and some questions relating to just booking and travel in general. And so there's some things I share these lives and some things that if I want to be able to go more into detail, then if individuals become a member, then that would be a great segue for us to be able to share into this relationship. Good evening, LF. How are you doing? Thank you for coming onto the live. And so I would want to, this what I would do. Also, I would want to do some early releases. So for example, I have a video coming out Wednesday. So for members, it would be that the video would come out on Tuesday or something of that nature, or maybe Monday, depending on what is happening. And then would be 2 days before members come on. And so so just doing that and just letting you know what is out there for you. Last week I did, and I'm curious, this is a good question. I think I'm going to do I'm always forgetting sometimes to do like some polls, and I think this is a poll. What I did a room. So has anybody ever stayed in a solo room, like only for one person? So I did a review of Norwegian Prima not too long ago, and I stayed in the solo room. Why do I stay in the solo room? Because if solo room is not double occupancy, if you know that if you are booking a room on a ship, you will have to pay double occupancy. And so one of the good things about Norwegian, and I wish Carnival would do this, is that they have solo rooms. And of course, you still have to look and compare the prices, because based upon maybe deals that's going on, you have to see if maybe an interior room, even at double occupancy, is cheaper or same price as what it would be for a interior room. But the one thing I like about Norwegian and what they're doing, they not only have the interior room, the solo room that I have, they also have solo balconies. They have solo ocean views. And so therefore it is, I don't know if you know that. And so you can go on, and if you book on Norwegian and you're looking for a solo room, you're by yourself, you don't want to pay double occupancy. All you have to do is, if you're looking for balcony, for example, it would be in the balcony section, and then you would have to go down to where it says solo balcony. A lot of those get sold out very quickly. So if you know you're on a cruise and you know you're definitely going by yourself, or even if you're not going by yourself, you are going with individuals, but you're going to probably stay in a room by yourself. Not only can you get a solo balcony and get more room, not like the room I had, which was the solo studio. So I stayed in the solo studio, but those solo balconies and solo ocean views get sold out very quickly. And so therefore, but it also has access to the lounge. So therefore, not only do you get to be in the solo balcony and get more space, but you also have access to the lounge, which I showed. And the lounge is nice, it's spacious, just another place that you can go and hang out if you don't want to be in the regular part of the ship and find a place. I've never had it where I went into the lounge as a solo and it was packed. It was never packed. You could always find somewhere that you can sit and chill and relax in that lounge. And sometimes you have people talking, but for the most part, I see people reading a book and just relaxing. And so they have so many options for solo. So if you are, I know people may love it's other cruise lines, but Norwegian is really doing it up when it comes to solo cruisers. They are really doing some things, whereas other cruise lines are not really doing it like that. And so I think, if I'm a solo cruiser and I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for something, 7-day cruise or what have you. This Norwegian Prima was a 7-day cruise, and so I did a solo studio. And I think, and so the question is, are you the type of person that, regardless of the cruise, it doesn't matter if it's a 3-day cruise, it's a 2-day cruise, you have to get into a certain room, or it does not matter. I feel like if the more I get off the ship, for example, it was a 7-day cruise, and I knew I was going to be off the ship for like 3 days out of the 7 days. And then while I was on the ship, I'm vlogging, I'm getting out of my room anyway. And so and the biggest part of the cruise was actually being in Bermuda. So not just seeing the sea. Now, if it was something I feel like where, like Hawaii, the reason why I would love to go to Hawaii, I don't know about anybody else, I would love to go to Hawaii, but Hawaii, I have to do a balcony because of how the cruise is. Like, it's not just going to be far away from the water, so you'll be able to see beautiful mountains and different things of that nature. And so that becomes more expensive. Yeah, so yeah, LF McKinley, that Norwegian is people don't know about that. They only know probably about the solo studio lounge, but look into it. I'm telling you, look into it. It says solo studio, solo interior, solo studio, solo ocean view, solo balcony, and you can get a solo. Now, I'm not sure if the size of the solo balcony is as big as the regular balcony or is the same size. I would have to look at the specs, but still, it will give you a balcony for lesser price, and it will give you the breakdown when you book a Norwegian cruise. It'll give you the breakdown of solo break balcony. I think for every ship, I think that for every ship that has solo rooms, they're allotting a certain amount. Because I've even seen some stuff on Norwegian Pride, Pride of America, where it's an older ship, but even when I was looking about Hawaii, I was seeing that they're starting to do some of those solo type rooms as well, so they're giving you options. And so I think that I think if they don't have it, they're going to just bring it and make it for the whole fleet, because I think that it is something that they really want to do. How you doing, C? With C? How you doing, C? How's everything? So thanks for coming on. And so, see, have you ever done like one of the solo rooms on Norwegian? We were just talking about that. And so, if they don't have it right now for all of their ships, I believe that this is something that they're getting ready to do, is to just be able to really launch it for all of their ships. And so that's something that you should really look into. Yes, Virgin has solo rooms as well. We know Carnival does not have solo rooms. I think the most that was closest to it for Carnival was those upper lower rooms. But I think even with that is double occupancy, and you get a twin bed. So if you're an individual that was just roll off the bed, maybe that wouldn't be room for you, even though I have done the upper lower rooms, and that is not on every ship. You can find that on older ships. But I'm really hoping that Carnival, when they bring out these newer ships, not the XL, because I'm sure the XL is going to just be just similar to Jubilee and what have you, but the new ships, the new class of ship, hopefully that they will consider the solo cruisers. And so I think Norwegian does an excellent job. And nope, never did the solo room on NCL. It was cheaper to book a balcony when I went. Okay, so I was talking about that too. Just check the prices for it, if because based upon the deals. But I was talking about I was talking about the fact that they have solo balconies. So if you booked a regular balcony and a solo balcony was cheaper, Did you book a solo balcony or you did a regular balcony? Because if you booked a solo balcony, then I would just do a solo balcony if it's cheaper and get the same thing, and then have access to the lounge. So that is something that you should consider if you've never done Norwegian. If you want to do your first solo trip and maybe you want to save a little money, then do that. I don't know if Norwegian. The thing about Norwegian, I don't think no they do really a lot of 3 day cruises. I know people sometimes want to try out a cruise line for the first time, and so that's what our a cruise ship for the first time, and they'll try to do a quick 3 day cruise. I don't know how many they do, and Carnival has tons of them that you can just always do like a quick, what they call it, the booze cruise for a weekend, and then you'll be able to have fun. And so that's what it is. And so I particularly, just to save money, because I'm going by myself and I don't want to have to always pay double occupancy, I will do that. And so my question to you all out there, what is your preference when it comes to the room? Do you always have to have a certain type of room? Does it not matter? Are you looking for the cheapest type of room, or what is your preference? Do you also have a preference in terms of the middle of the ship, the back of the ship, the beginning of the ship, the front of the ship? What I experienced recently, and I it's really trying to discourage me from doing anything in the front of the ship where the theater was. I was on Princess, and I don't know if anybody has experienced this. I was on Princess and I was on Magic as well, and I was closer to the front of the ship, and music was bleeding through the floor from the theater. And so at times when I probably wanted to relax or chill, just a little bit, because obviously those times, but sometimes there are rehearsals that go on us also. So I would discourage individuals, try not to be too far. And some on Princess, for example, I was pretty high up. I wasn't like just close. I was like several levels up from the theater, and I was still hearing music. In Magic, the same thing. I wasn't too far up, but I was hearing the music bleed through, and so I'm discouraged now, um, from now trying to do anything in the front of the ship because of the theater and the things in the theater that happens. So, especially if is a cruise ship that it seems like it has a lot of things going on in the theater throughout the course of the day or what have you, then I'm discouraged now from doing that. I would rather do the back of the ship or midship, something of that nature. But forward is not going to be for me for now. So if there are some things I have already forward, I may even consider just kind of like rebooking it, or not rebooking it, but trying to move my room to something more towards the middle or the back. And for my clients, I would do the same thing. I would say, like, just in case the music bleed through. Say you don't want to go to a production show. There's people who is like, okay, I'm tired. I don't want to go to a production show. Maybe they were out in port all day. They just want to get something to eat and just go back to the bed and just relax. And then you're hearing all this music coming through the floor. And so, yeah, so not for me, not for me. I used to have a balcony, but now the more I cruise, it really doesn't matter just to have to be mid. Yeah, see? Yeah, okay. That's what I want. Middle or back. I can't do the front anymore. I experienced that on MSC Meraviglia in the spa. I was getting massage and couldn't relax because you hear the stage shows. Okay, see, exactly. Oh wow. So the spa must have been on the a lower level. I'm used to a lot of spas, not on every ship, but I'm used to spas being on higher floors. I need to try it, Meraviglia. It's right here in New York, and I haven't tried it yet. I just haven't had a chance to. And several people I know that have gone to Meraviglia has really enjoyed that ship. So the spa was right above the theater. Oh wow. I enjoyed the ship overall. Okay, yeah, several people have gone on it that I know, and they've had no complaints. So yeah, I'm glad that it is. I'm just thinking about. I was looking into actually doing a Mary. I don't know if anyone has ever thought about MSC. Do you know that MSC has some of the cheapest rates when it comes to cruising? Do you know that? And that's the reason why sometimes I feel like we have to branch out. This is we talking about travel now, so we have to branch out of the what we know, because we just kind of so used to certain cruise lines, if we could get a cheaper deal, because there's some things that I've looked at when it came to MSG, and especially they have a lot of deals. Some of the cruise lines are being a little tight when it comes to deals lately. Some of our favorites, some are really still going forward. Like this wave season. Wave season is the top of the year when you're supposed to see the biggest deals. And some cruise lines was like, I didn't see a lot of deals at all. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. Let's talk about it. I didn't see a lot of deals. Carnival, I didn't. Years past, Carnival used to have the great deals. I was looking for some great deals also around around the time of Black Friday. I was looking for some great deals at the beginning of the year, and I wasn't seeing much. I was seeing Royal Caribbean, I was seeing Celebrity, Princess was even having some good deals as well. Norwegian, always every 2 days, Norwegian has Norwegian is always putting out 50%, 30, 40%. I think they're always doing something of that nature. But I did not see a lot of deals. And so I feel like what I was looking at, so Meraviglia has a Meraviglia Plus class that I was looking at to do maybe something out of Europe. And when I looked at the figures, even when I included like the drink package, it was like, this is good. And I looked at some other ships without the drink package, for example, and knowing that I had to add more things like Wi-Fi, and it included Wi-Fi. When I looked at MC, I did Wi-Fi and the drink package, and to know that I had to add other things to it, it was like it was really good. Then also there are places that so MH Family Adventures did this cruise, and it was a cruise I always wanted to do. And so, if you don't know, best thing to do if you ever want to see the most of the Caribbean, you can't even do Miami anymore. Like Miami is like you got to sail out of the Caribbean itself. You got to sail out of Puerto Rico. MSC has a cruise line that sails straight out of Guadalupe or Martinique, and it will take you to. I've never been to Guadalupe, never been to Martinique, and it will take you to several islands around that area, like St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and a place I've never been to. And so we are kind of limiting ourselves if we only sail out of Miami. We have to be able to like branch out because let's see the world, people. That's what my thing is, and I want that to be for everybody. Let's see the world. There's so much beauty in it. Yes, there's a craziness going on in our country right now, but when we travel, let's kind of see the world and see how the world does things and kind of get out of this space that we're in and just be able to enjoy ourselves. So why not take advantage of just not so like for example, I think I'm platinum in Carnival, but that doesn't mean that because I want to get to diamond, I'm going to only stay with Carnival. I'm now looking at itineraries and where are these things going to, where are these ships going to, and I want to be able to take advantage of those places. So try out MSC, look at those itineraries and come back to me maybe in another week and say, yes, you're right, I looked at MSC, I looked at their deals. Especially sometimes they have really good deals. Sometimes they may have 50% off, 30, 40% off. Maybe they have third and fourth guest free. They they're cheaper in general, and I believe that they're cheaper in general. MSC is cheaper in general is because unlike Carnival, Royal, and Norwegian, they're newer to the American market. And so, therefore, they're trying to get a foothold into this market where other cruise lines, like the ones I just said before, really have a foothold. So, why not offer cheaper? And some of their ships are beautiful, right? See, I heard that ship was beautiful. I heard some of their ships. I know somebody that used to work on one of their ships as a shopper, and he said it was beautiful. Some of the ships are really beautiful. I've been on the Vina. I enjoyed the entertainment. That was an older ship. The one thing I could say about that ship, even then, even though it's an older ship, you see the chandelier. You go into the ship, and they try to really do it up when you come in to the ship. And also the entertainment. The entertainment at night was phenomenal. The shows. They had great singers. They still have the same things that you would find in other things. The trivia. All those things that you would normally see. Even I was kind of surprised at some of the deck parties. Like I wasn't looking for it to be that exciting. And so they was doing the same thing you've seen in Carnival. You would have your cruise director, and he would be doing the dances, and he would get us going along. They had several. theme parties, a white party, a Latin party. And so I said, try it out. If especially if it's a cruise destination you've never been to before, maybe you want to go to Europe. Look at MSC and check it out for yourself and see what those prices look like. They sell out of Barcelona. I was looking at something selling out of Barcelona, probably to go to Italy and see if it had the specific places I wanted to. Then I would go and use that MSC. And so MSC great deals with Wi-Fi and drink packets included. Exactly. So they have a deal. So when you go on the website, if you never did MSC, you go on the website, they'll have one package where it's just like just cruise, nothing else. And you could always do a la carte afterwards. So you just do the basic package, you go through the process, you book the cruise, and then afterwards you could always do a la carte. And okay, I want Wi-Fi, I don't want Wi-Fi, okay, I want drink. But then they give you a package where it's like, okay, this is the cruise by itself, and this is with Wi-Fi and the drink package. And then you click on that and you go forward it, and then you book, pick your room and go forward from there. And so, see, we see. Oh yeah, MSC has nice ships. They just are hit and miss with service. Okay, so I only been on one ship, so therefore their food is getting a little better. But for the price, I can't complain too much. Exactly. And so, I didn't have much issue with the service, the food. I agree, but I heard that the newer ships are better because the Vina had limited because I was an older ship. So that's why I want to go onto a newer ship and see it for myself. And you were Meriviglia, and so therefore you said that the food is getting better. So that's good. I'm glad that the food is getting better. And so try that for yourself. If you've ever been, I know C's been on MSC. Anybody has ever else has been on MSC? Anybody else has done MSC or thinking about MSC? So there was this big thing. All those Carnival fans, there is this cruise director. He was called Dr. E. I don't know if you know him. I've never been privy to have him as my cruise director, but everybody loved him wherever. So therefore, he was on MSC at one time, and I think that I'm not sure if he said where he's going to. And so everybody was loving him. Everybody who was on Carnival who knew about him was trying to see if they could get on an MSC ship because they knew that he brought the fun, he brought the entertainment. And so the Dr. E was just like this big sensation. And so I did not get a chance. I was even trying to do like a 3 day cruise or something of that nature just to see how he is. And so what did he bring to the fun of MSC? And so some people think, so this is the thing that some people always think. Some people just feel like, I don't care who the cruise director is. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I don't even know who the cruise director is. If you have a great cruise director, it will impact your vacation. That's what cruise ships are like. Cruise ships, for example, if you're on a land-based vacation, right? Let's put it out there. You're on a land-based vacation. There are land-based vacations I've been to in all-inclusive resorts, and the crew that brings the entertainment, whether it's a sports crew, if they're lively, whether it's the entertainment at night, that makes your vacation even more memorable. It's more than just being at the pool, drinking, eating. It's the entertainment. And so the cruise director, if you have a great one that can bring the fun, man, it will make you more memorable. That's the reason why Carnival kind of stays at the top for me, because the first time I went on a Carnival cruise, I had a blast. It was a 3 day cruise. I had fun. You can call it ghetto, you can call it whatever you want. But in that 3 day cruise, there was no fighting. It was fun. It was fun. It was, people just wanted to have a good time. And this was pre-COVID, where they had more things that they used to do. Now they're trying to be a little bit more, sedity, and take back some of the things and some of the games that they used to have, the Lido deck games that they used to have. And so carnival cruise directors make a difference. And you could tell, because one that is not that good, you could tell the difference when they're not good. If you're a person that you don't really get involved in all of the fun and the activities, then you won't know who the cruise director is. It won't matter to you. But if you're a person who want to go out there on that Lido deck dance floor, if you're a person that want to go to some of those shows, if you want to go to, like, for example, Carnival has the Motown party, the cruise director would be doing that. I was on Carnival Glory, and I did Rock the Promenade, which is fantastic. fantastic. Have you ever done Rock the Promenade? If you're on a carnival ship and they have it, you have to do it. It is so great. They take you from, I think that was maybe the second time I did it. I did it on Horizon one time. They take you from different destinations, and every destination they take you to, they may have some games. They may give away a free drink. They may have like music going, and like they take you to different destinations all around the ship. And so the last time it took us to different destinations, and we ended up, I think, at the piano bar. We went to the club and all these things, and so it was fun. And so, but if you're a person, I'm just gonna stay at a bar, you won't you won't be a person that knows the importance, the real importance of having a great cruise director. I saw MSC show with, oh, how was he then? How was Dr. E Shay? They said he was phenomenal. What do you think about him, McKinley? What do you think about Dr. E? Because they keep saying how great he is. In fact, I would do, and so I necessarily won't do a cruise because of a cruise director. But if I see that a cruise director is on the cruise that I'm planning, it kind of makes it more like, okay, I'm amped. There were some cruise directors. Everybody is going into this new role for Carnival, and so some of the best cruise directors is going into this now elevated role. And so with these elevated roles, they're kind of training cruise directors, Lee Mason, Leon. And so I don't know what we're going to expect now from these newer people, like if they're going to bring it or not bring it. And so I'm just looking. So how did you think about him? Because I definitely was going to try Miss Dr. Ian Carnival, cancel cruise due to COVID, but was able to sail with him on Seashore. Everybody get to see? I miss Seashore. Shay's, hey, hey, Shay's Adventure. Hey, Ella. Okay, so let me know what you thought about him. Did he bring the fun? Did he bring the what you did Dr. E bring the fun? Let's talk about that. Did he bring the fun? Was he like memorable to you? Was it somebody like, yeah, I would definitely, if he was my cruise director for another ship, I definitely would do it. And so there are favorites like that. I forgot his name, but he was supposed to be over Mardi Gras. He was a big favorite, and and then the pandemic happened, and then he stopped. Light skinned guy, I forgot his name, but there are some individuals that really are memorable in the lives of people. And I'm gonna let you know about this impact. There was I was on Carnival Glory, and I was doing this thing called, it was kind of like, I forgot the name of it, but it was on the schedule, and I decided, let me just do it. And we were and on the schedule, it was kind of like to get yourself familiar with the ship. And I was like, okay, never been on Carnival Glory before. Let me just do it. Interesting. I had a little bit of time. And so I went, and then a couple of us met up with one of the members of the cruise line. And so we went, he showed us to the theater, he showed us the atrium, he talked about it. He went to the back of the ship. We were still on the same floor, went to the back of the ship and, and showed us some areas like where the comedy club was and things of that nature. Somebody came up, and this wasn't a cruise director. This was just like somebody out of the fun squad. Somebody came up and remembered his name, screamed his name out, and said, "Oh my God, I've been looking for you," and proceeded to hug him. And we're all just looking at this back and forth, and proceeded to hug him. And it was like this person who was not about part of their family was like family. And so this is the impact that people can have on your cruise, to the point where she said, I was looking for you. I've been looking for you. And she was so happy that this individual was on her cruise ship. This person impacted her vacation. So there is a chance that individuals like cruise directors then can impact your vacation in a memorable way. He was a lot of fun. My first time sailing with him. Okay, Shay gave him a plus. He did. He makes it fun. He is very personable. On Carnival, he would wake you up with a good morning song. Oh, I would cruise with him again. Okay, great. Yeah. So who was your favorite Carnival cruise director? For those people who are doing Carnival, who was your favorite? I have my favorites. Who were your favorites? I've never done Dr. E. My favorites were, which is because he got promoted. My favorites were Leon. Lee Mason was good. Flying Scotsman, he has retired, or quit. I'm not sure he's retired or quit from Carnival. The Flying Scotsman was also one of my favorites. Um, I'm trying to think who else was one of my favorites. There's a guy, something Rose. I think he got fired. He was good too. He's very energetic. So there was a couple people that was like really my favorite. The first, I don't know who he was. I don't know what happened to him. The very first cruise I went on was Carnival Victory, and this cruise director was crazy. Like he would come out with colorful socks, like all the way up to his knee. He was just like over the top, just comical, entertaining, energetic. It was like, whoa, who is this dude? And I don't know what his name was, but I don't know if he's still on. He's probably still not on the cruise line at all. So I don't know how long he's been gone. But he was crazy. Ryan Rose, that's it. Yeah, so he was one of my favorites too. But yeah, I don't know who that guy was for Carnival Victory, but he was a blast. Haven't been on a lot of carnival ships, but those cruise directors are great. I can't remember the one on Venetia, but he was, Mark Q. Is that the one you talk about on Venetia? Mark Q was great too. I enjoyed him on Venetia. He was really good. Mark Hughes was great. I think he's now on the Vista, if I'm not mistaken. And then also the one on Ferenzi, which is, I think it's Kendall Fire's boyfriend. If you know Kendall Fire, she's cruise director for Jubilee. Joey, he was a blast too. Joey Boys, he was a blast too for Ferenzi. And so yeah, so I have my favorites. And unfortunately, some of them either left or got promoted. So the next time I am going on Carnival is going to be somebody who I've had before as a cruise director, and he was okay. And so hopefully, I'm hoping that they get better. So I'm open because there has been cruise directors that I've had them before, and then next time I've seen them, they brought more energy. Maybe they just needed to get themselves together, and so I'm hoping that by the time I get on that cruise, that they will be better for it. And so yeah, so those are my thoughts about the cruise directors, and I think it definitely does impact your vacation. And sometimes I've had it. I was just like, oh, this person is like awful. Like it was just like, when you can, when what really determines how good of somebody is, and in terms of their life, their how lively they are. Even though people think that I go to the Love and Marriage show, the Love and Marriage show. Yeah, you can do your moves on the dance floor, and yeah, you can kind of tell also when it comes to the parties how lively you are too. But also like your personality really comes out in the Love and Marriage show. And so with the Love and Marriage show, there's points where you got to say something. You're comical, like you interject with certain things that people are saying. And so if you're kind of like just going through the motions, it kind of shows like you don't really have much personality when it comes to this thing called cruise directing. You're just kind of going through the paces. And so those individuals that really bring it, like you could see their personality every time you see them. They're like just a ball of fun, and just like they're just great individuals. And so next week I'm going away next week, but I am going to be here on Monday. And so I want to speak about, so I think I've never done like how to prepare for a cruise. I've been on like many cruises now. I can't even remember how many. I know some people feel like I'm on going on vacation every month, but and trust me, I know people who I think C beats me when it comes to vacations and going away. So I know people think I'm going on vacation every month, but I'm not. It just seems like it because of the way that I post. So while I've posted it, I'm really back. Especially if I share it on Facebook or something like that. People think I'm away when I'm really still in town, right? And so good, I fake people out so they don't know my whereabouts, and they don't know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what have you. If you're on here, if you have not, click on the like button. And so what I want to do, and maybe we can talk about it also next week, I want to talk about some of the things I do to prepare for a cruise, and maybe you can give me some insights or maybe some ideas that I had. One of the things that I thought that was really great. I heard one tip one time, And this is like while you're on the cruise. One of the things they said was, while you're on the cruise, if you have an individual, and this was Sig the solo cruiser. I don't know if you follow her, but one of the things she said, which was really great, was while on the cruise, then trying to learn a greeting in the person's language. Say, for example, your steward is Filipino, try to learn, and it's easy, just Google hello in Filipino or whatever, and then you can learn a greeting in their language. I thought that was really good, really personal, and I think the person would remember you as well, because you made that effort to speak to them in their language. And so I think, so I'm going to go over some of the things that I bring. And also, sometimes I do overpack. Is there anybody else that overpacks? Sometimes I do overpack, and I think I overpack just because I want to not have enough. Sometimes I rather have a little bit more than enough than not have enough. I think one time that happened to me, and I think I ran out of shirts or I ran out of something, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, and especially the benefits. Even though sometimes we take advantage of, we take it for granted of some of these perks that we get with these cruise lines. The benefits of some of these cruise lines, like for example, laundry is a really good benefit if you get it for free, if the higher you go up in class. Really great benefit, especially if you're doing a longer cruise, that you can get your things clean, so therefore you can bring less clothes. Now you don't have that benefit, you don't want to pay extra, so therefore what you end up doing is, bringing a lot so that you don't have to run out of clothes. And but I have seen, which I wouldn't do all of that, I have seen people wash it in the sink. I'm not sure if you would do that. They would wash something in the sink and hang it up, or they brought some contraption, which they're really breaking down. They're really getting to the point where they're trying to eliminate a lot of things of you bringing onto the ship. And so while you think something may be safe, next thing all of a sudden they say, I'm sorry, you can't bring it. Somebody brought something onto the ship. I was going on the Carnival Magic last time, and they were saying, "Oh, okay, when I'm going to get it back?" And shit, they were making it sound like they won't get it back. And I thought at one time they would kind of hold it for them or what have you, but I guess you brought it on. It's almost like the airport. They're treating it like the airport, where you bring something to the airport, and if you don't want to check it, you have to throw it away, or they will take it, and whether they keep it or whether they throw it away. And so I am a person that I try to count like in my mind, but then next thing I go on a cruise ship and I just want to wear shorts all the time. So I'm bringing all this socks because I'm in sandals all the time, and so I have all this extra stuff. So maybe there's somebody on here. Just let me know. Are you one of those persons that are so detailed that you like? This is an outfit. This is gonna be day one. This is gonna be day two. This is gonna be day three. This is what I'm gonna wear with it. Everything like from top to bottom. Are you one of those people, or you just kind of like throw stuff in? Just let me know in the comments. So I'm just curious because I'm not that detail oriented, but I just try to make sure I have the staples. And if it may be a little bit more, then it may be a little bit more. And the more that I go on like a longer cruise, definitely that may impact the size of the suitcase. But at the same time, I don't want to go overweight, right? So we only get with my overweight is over 50, and we're always nervous about going overweight. How do we pack enough at the same time not go overweight? And so let's talk about it on next week. Thank you so much for all of those that are here in the live, in the replay. Thank you so much for coming on, and until next week, I'll see you then. Happy travels. Bye.